I was all prepared to discuss the fascinating world of soil amendment, but it is raining. Thank goodness. So the other thing I'm doing today is checking on the rainwater harvesting. Oh yeah. Sowing some wildflowers. Got a bunch of poppies in here. And finally getting around to a little craft project that I've been meaning to do. A while back I went to our neighborhood craft shop where you can go and do macrame and stuff like that, and they were having a craft supplies trade, and I picked up these great fabrics. I love this vintage cowboy fabric, and then this really cool one. They're small, so I'm sure somebody with some sewing skills could probably make a cute little pouch or pillow or something with them, but I'm not that person. My sewing skills are buttons and some hems, and I don't even have a machine, so I figured out I could use these to decoupage. And this is the victim. So free fabric, pot I got at the thrift store for $1. So I am gonna put this on here in a lovely decoupage. Dang, sweet potatoes for 50 cents a pound. People use Mod Podge for this, but I have a bucket of adhesives. So I'm gonna go with good old school glue, diluted with a little bit of water. In addition, we need some parchment paper to make our pattern, basically a template, and some pins to pin the fabric to the paper, a brush to put on the glue, scissors, and a little container to put your glue in. This is just a lid out of the recycling bin. I'm using a brush that has seen some action, so I don't really care if it gets glue stuck in it. Since this fabric is pretty thin, I think that the terracotta color is really going to show through and make it darker, especially once the glue is added. So I'm going to put a base coat of white on it to keep this pattern nice and bright. Now that our pot is all dry with a base coat, it's not the prettiest thing, a little streaky, whatever, doesn't matter because we're going to cover it. If I had spray paint in white, I would have used that, but I don't. So gloppy, brush on stuff it is, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. I have the inside too, just to make it nice. Also, you could just do the bottom and leave the collar part colored. You could do a cool color there if you wanted to. I'm gonna cover the whole thing, so I did a base coat on the whole thing. You just take the parchment paper, I've got a length of it here, and we're gonna mark where the edges are, basically. I'm gonna try and get it on there pretty tight and just kind of rub the side of my pencil on the lip. Now, if you were doing just the bottom part, you would mark under the collar. But I'm doing the whole thing, so I'm gonna try and get it as tight as possible. And also kind of crinkling it will also help you figure out where the bottom and the top are. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm just gonna keep pulling it taut and rolling it at the same time until we get all our lines in here. Finagling this thing around this pot was probably the trickiest part, but now it's done and we have this kind of thing with 2 lines that we're gonna cut out. Here we have it, our little template on here. I left it with a little bit of overlap because we're gonna want our fabric to overlap as well. So next we're gonna cut fabric. Next we just need to run some pins on here to attach to the fabric. Pick an area you like. I don't have much to choose from. I basically had to pick an area where it would fit. But regardless, I think it's gonna look nice. pretty good fit. I cut it a little wider than the template just because I wanted to give myself a little bit of room in case I wanted to roll it over the edge or whatever. I figure I could trim it off later if it's too big. If it's too short, I'd really be screwed. So yeah, I just cut it maybe a 1/4 inch wider than the template. Now it's glue time. So I've got our diluted glue right here. It's just regular white glue with some water added, enough to make it more paintable, about 3:1 glue to water. Of course, if you have Mod Podge or craft glue of your choice, knock yourself out. This is just what I had. I think Mod Podge even makes an outdoor one, which would be great for this project, but this is a $0 project. So we just want to get a good coat all over before we add the fabric. That's all over. It's time to add the fabric. I'm never sure which way. I think it goes this way. Yeah. On there, nice and evenly. Make sure you get the bubbles out. Any bubbles or wrinkles out. And you can kind of adjust it as you go to get it exactly how you want it. Make sure you get under that collar. Nice and smooth. Yeah, pull it. Yeah. And once it's all on there how you like it, and trim it, you put another coat of glue on top. And when you get to the overlap, be sure and apply again between the layers before they go on. All right, all glued, and I just have it sitting on this jar to dry, and we'll see how it does. Here we are on day 2, and it's still rainy, so let's keep this pot party going. I'm using 2 coats of the diluted glue and let it dry overnight, and it's pretty hard. I got a couple bubbles, but overall, not too shabby. It still feels like fabric though, a bit porous. You could quit at this point, put a nice fake succulent in there and call it a day. But since it's still porous on the outside and I want to actually expose it to things like dirt, water, and sunshine, things a real plant needs, I'm going to take it a step further and seal it up. I found this, which is for sealing concrete. I also have some varnish, but I think both of those would make it yellowy since they're for wood and concrete. I don't know, maybe this one would work. But I like to keep my life easy. This would probably work, especially if I use the cowboy one, so it had kind of a vintage look, but with this modern geometric pattern, I want to keep it clear. So I am going to try out this varnish, which I usually use for sealing drawings and such so they don't smudge. And plus it's spray. Yay! So I'm going to put a couple coats of this on it. Guess what? It's raining again. But at least our pot's done. Check it out. Hey? Turned out pretty cute, I think. Took about 3 coats of the spray varnish to get it nice and sealed. I still wouldn't soak it with a hose or anything like that, but at least when I put my grubby little paws on it, I can wipe it clean. Yeah, turned out pretty nice, I think. I put one of our smooth variegated agaves from the front yard. Ours made pups, so I've been planting them up. Now it's got a hot new home.